Alright, I'm back once again. This time after watching the Fnatic versus H2K humiliation, completely disaster for the Fnatic organization as a whole, and as the so-called future from it's starting to look so bleak at the moment, and at the moment I can't even understand what is going on in the entire organization. It seems so out of place, so distorted. Everything is just wrong at the moment, and at the moment I'm looking who is the leader of this organization. You can make all the stupid excuses they make with their BS post on Reddit with their new coach coming in, Nico the fucking Pico. Yeah, good luck in Dragon Ball. I don't know what on earth that move should do, except wishing for some miracle. You could just tell on the stage there was no connection between the players. It seems like we just have to play through this and let's see how it goes. Let it rain. I don't know. And instead of it raining, it was pouring down on them. It was just horrendous. The drafting was worse than with Taylor. It was terrible this time. The funny thing is that prior, the first time they met actually, where it got cancelled, their draft were actually looking decent and up to date with something you could play in this meta. And these drafts they had last in the actual real games were completely hopeless. They had their chances, I know that, and they could have made something happen. And you can tell by Reckless' statement after the games that there were chances, and there were, but they didn't seize it, and they were so bad at executing anything. The execution of any kind of objective focus were atrocious. There were no strategy, no usage of the vision, and no setting up anything. It was just Fnatic in a nutshell this season, watching them going 4-man for the dragon without any vision. And for Christ's sake, watching Febe then with teleport Lissandra making no play in the early game. And I don't know what have happened to him, but how can he not himself at least dare to try something and see the opportunity? You don't always need to have the approval of everybody, because it seems like the entire communication is just faltered completely. So why not as well just make a play happen? Because you got the instincts, and I know Fabian got it, and I've seen him use teleport before, and he's not bad at it. But that, back to it, Dragon Call, no way it's going to happen, and you're just throwing away any opportunity of making this happen. This game, doing anything in the game. And you should realize your win conditions, and that was not a part of the win conditions. You take a flanking composition which needs to threaten the backline, and then you just rush into a like in a tunnel, just complete tunnel vision, just running through a narrow corridor and just getting absolutely slaughtered. And the worst part is they're making indecisions. They're not even committing to it. They're like trying to steal the dragon. Why not just do it one guy? Why not just Spirit doing it? If you want to contend it for real. Not this kind of bullshit way you're lingering, trying to do something, but not really, because you can almost tell they're not. All of them are not on board on the call. And it seems like they're just hesitating between doing it. And when you're hesitating in everything, even though it might be a terrible shot call from whoever made it, at least you make a decision and you make up your mind and try it. Because having split decisions, it's just terrible. It haven't worked. It will not work in any kind of sport, team sport. At least then you got to be lucky to pull it off. And this time it was just all over the place. And the last two games were just, I don't know what to say. The last game, you would think from an outside's perspective, at least you would mix it up a bit with the draft. But the draft were even worse and worse. It degraded, it deteriorated at the scenes, the drafting. And I'm just starting to question who is doing these kind of drafts. Is it Nico or is it the players or whoever? How on earth can you not pick Tam Kench? How can you not play Ashy at the moment? She's way too good. You could play Jinx. I've seen Reckless play those before, even though Jinx is not his typical. You could play Tristana. He's played that several times, even though it's not great in the laning phase. That's one thing, but then you could at least make Spirit focus. When he focuses the lane like he has done in all the games, just take something like that and abuse it. Or you could switch it up a bit and take a risky top laner and try to pull it off like Huni did last year with Riven in certain matchups. Do something ballsy. This was just laying flat down and just say stun burst. Because it wasn't going to work, and it isn't. Or maybe go for something mid lane, be risky mid lane, take something and just pull it together. For Christ's sake, they didn't even manage to snowball any lanes, even though they spent all their resources. And when they finally took a decision, like in the end of the games, then they commit all their resources for one guy. It's typical Fnatic. Then they overused. When they finally make a decision, they just completely overcommit to something and you waste everything when it's too late. Instead of just roaming up like 3 persons in the mid game and doing something. And all that focus on farming. Everybody wants to farm on this team. It's horrendous to watch. Fabian wants to farm up in the mid game. Reckless wants to farm up in the mid game. None of them are making any proactive plays, and it's not blaming them for their playstyle, but you need to know when it's time to go. You can't just do this kind of frocking-ish playstyle, and that's why I wanted Fabian to play something like TF, Twisted Fate, or something that needs to roam, to be successful, like Lissandra as well. It's not a bad pick at all. Even though it's not great in the lane phase, you can make up for it for certain. Or Talia, why haven't he played that? It's so obvious, it's blatantly obvious that it is an effective pick in this meta to have great map presence with not being stuck without teleport. It's so bad to not have teleport, in my opinion at least. You need to have global pressure in the lanes, especially when you're a team that is not great, in particular in the lane phase, as Fnatic certainly isn't. And you need to make up for it in the mid game. It's not like it's spanned out or anything. They're so focused on this stupid getting good matchups for the jungler and blah blah blah. Make something happen, risk something. It's so easy for the opponents to see what Fnatic is going to play. You can pinpoint almost what Fnatic is thinking during the drafts, and that is a terrible thing for a League of Legends team. You can't be successful at all with this kind of thing. And you can see the shallow champion pools. You can almost tell what champion Fnatic is going to play because they've played the same goddamn champions almost since the spring split ended. They're just way behind the meta at the moment, and it's not like it's hard to figure out. Even for me, who's not playing this game that much, you can almost tell. You can easily tell what kind of champion is relevant in this meta. Just looking at the patch notes and watching random players doing streams or watching success rates and solo queue, because most of the time it is true. which champions are good, and why couldn't they pick up a champion like Malzahar and make at least have some sort of engage? Because Fnatic is just falling flat down when they don't have any kind of engage or CC, hard CC. Why can't they play Taric for once? That's not even a hard mechanical. It is kind of hard, but not impossible to have something like that. Why is Yellowstar still not able to play just a half decent bot? Play Leona. She's alright. Play Sona. Okay, I saw Yellowstar trying it, but that doesn't mean you have to give up or play Soraka. Play something support that's more proactive than this. This is just... play something that has to do... I don't even care if it's any support or anything, even though it wouldn't work at all, but just something that needs to go make something happen. Because it seems like Fnatic needs to be brute forced into doing something. They need champions that actively needs to do something to work before I think this team will turn around in any kind of sense. Because else they'll just keep falling back to their comfort zones, and Fnatic's biggest weakness is their comfort zone, because it's not working anymore as it once did. Their comfort zone is terrible. It's not what they need at all. It's like a vicious cycle where it just keeps getting worse and worse by time. Each time they do they get around once in the circle, it gets worse for each time. And it's not like it's gonna work out in the end. This is not some kind of miracle where Fnatic gets good in the playoffs or in the stupid gauntlet or whatever. At the moment, I can't even see them beat Giants at all, or whoever they're going to face. They are appalling at the moment. It's gobsmackingly bad to watch. It's... yeah, I'm really, really sad to see this happening. And they need somebody with a character to do something. I don't want to see all these long posters with excuses and reasonings why it's not working. I want to see something take some responsibility. And I haven't even heard Bora or Reckless or anything like that since take responsibility. I've only heard that they can't do it. And if they can't do it, then you need to make something happen. I don't care if Reckless or Bora needs to be for a time being changed. That they need to make a change in the roster, in my opinion. And even though, it's not in the top lane, it's not in the mid lane, it's not in the jungle. They are performing at a certain lane. It's the bot lane that's just hopeless at the moment. They need to make a substitution of some sort, because all season long it has been crap watching the bot lane. And you need to make something happen. You need to have some kind of presence or late game or anything with it. And it seems like they're digging their own hole down there. And it seems like both of them could use some rest or get their heads straight for once and have some time off and do whatever they want. Because it seems like they're just pulling themselves down more and more each time they're losing, and it seems like, especially for Reckless, like he's taken a toll with all this, with this season, which started off on the wrong leg and just kept going south. And now with Bora, and I'm not blaming him at all. I'm really appreciative for what he has done for the organization, but this gotta be it. Unless he can bring some new kind of motivation, just bring some juice to this team, make something kind of a burst of energy. Something needs to happen, and I don't know what, but maybe a dramatic change of pace in the organization. They need to make some of these veterans do something dramatically different, or make a substitution, in my opinion. And I know everybody can say, oh, it hasn't worked at all. Yeah, but that was not their primary long-lasting members that have changed. It was just temporary members, which you could tell from a mile away wasn't working out at all. This is the core of the team that needs to be changed because it's rotten at the moment at the core. And I'm not blaming the players for getting down on themselves, but at the moment it's just not enough. I hope you enjoy my video and want to check out other videos I have made on my channel. Take care. Bye.